ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
मूर्तिभेद विभागिने
मूर्तिभेद विभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्त देहाय
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
ॐ सहना भवतु।
ॐ सहना भवतु।
सहनौ भुनक्तु।
सहनौ भुनक्तु।
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै।
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयम्।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयम्।
मध्ये महाभारतम्
मध्ये महाभारतम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अम्ब
त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्।
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र दिव्यैस्तवैः
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः।
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः।
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः।
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः।
यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः
यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Yesterday we have seen these both verses, and we have seen Purushasya, a person. Here they have used, Bhagavan has used two adjectives. One is Yatataha and another is Vipashchitaha. Yatataha Purushasya, a person who is making effort to become a Sthita Pragya, is called Yatataha Purushasya, and plus this person is also Vipashchitaha. The meaning of Vipashchitaha is he is a discriminative person, Viveki. He has given more weightage, more importance in his or her life on a spiritual person. That person, Purushasya, even though Api, the meaning of Api means still, even though, for that person also, Indriyani Pramathini, a powerful sense organs, Manaha Prasabham Haranti. They take away, they robbed away mind forcefully in the field of sense object. And then Bhagavan says in 61st verse, Tani Sarvani Sanyamya. Tani means those Indriyani keep Sanyamya, having kept under check. And we have seen how can we keep them under control. There is no other way to make them understand what is the real happiness and what is temporary happiness. More we make them understand, then only Sanyamya, they become under control. And then Yukta Asita Matparaha. This Matparaha, Yukta Hasan Asit, then that person has to sit. Asit means they sit. For what? Then Nididhyasanam. So Matparaha means he is committed to me. Paraha means committed. Mat means to me. Yuktaha is always connected with what? Okay, Ishvara, integrated person. That person sit for what? The meditation. And we have seen people have still doubt and they are asking. Some person says meditation we can do before self-knowledge. Somebody say meditation we have to do only after self-knowledge. But that's why I would like to clear, there are two types of meditation, many types of meditation, but generally prescribed by scriptures, two types of meditation. One meditation, it says before gaining self-knowledge, that is called Jnana Yogyata Praptihi. So it is helpful to gain self-knowledge, and there are variety, concentration of mind, value-based meditation, relaxation of mind, and to make our mind more open, wide, accommodating. These all are before gaining self-knowledge, and even we have gained jnanam, our ignorance has gone, but still we have to keep new this jnanam in our mind. It is called nididhyasanam, and technically that is called Jnana Nishtha Praptihi. We totally abide in self-knowledge is called Nididhyasana. This is helpful to remove our old pattern of thinking, and more we keep our new self-knowledge jnana. So jnana nishtha praptihi, and one who does like this, tasya prajna pratishtita. We can say that person's prajna is pratishtita. And what type of meditation yesterday we have seen. After this, damaha means to keep senses under control. That portion is over. Nididhyasan part is also over. Yuktaha asit matparaha. Now, this both verses, it says for shamaha. How can we keep our mind under control? And if we cannot our mind under control, then what can be happen? That Bhagavan has shown in 62 and 63. Very, very famous and same time very important also. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bhijayate krodhat bhavati sammohah sammoha smriti vibhramaha smriti भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् pranashyati. This is a sequence of what will happen if we cannot keep our mind under control. So Bhagavan says there are 8 steps in both verses. All, really speaking, each and every verse is called Anushtup Chanda. His meter is Anushtup meter. In Anushtup meter, the total 32 letters. In 32 letters, we always give a pause after every 8 letters. So it's called 1 quarter. So total 4 quarter make 1 verse. So total every shloka has 4 quarter. So total 8 steps Bhagavan is given. How can our mind totally distracted if we are not proper, we are not alert? So first is a person dhyayatah. We are doing meditation, but this person meditated upon what? Vishayan, sense object, and keep on dwelling on sense object. What will happen? We will see in detail. But sangaha, he will develop attachment, affection for this sense object, and because of this attachment, kamaha sanjayate, a longing, strong desire to get that sense object is born. Sangat kamaha sanjayate, because of attachment, desire, but this is not simple desire, but more strong desire is born. Then because of kamaha, because of desire, krodhaha abhijayate, because of strong desire, if it is fulfilled, then greed will come, but it is not fulfilled, then the sequence next is anger is born, abhijayate. Now is born is over, but because of krodha, because of anger, delusion takes place. The bhavati means because of anger, delusion will take place. Because of delusion, smriti vibhramaha take place. Smriti vibhrama means loss of memory will take place. Because of loss of memory, ruin of our mind takes place, and when mind ruins, pranashyati, the destruction of mind, destruction of that life take place. So this is 8 steps. How can we destroy our own life? That's Bhagavan. If we are not prepared, if we are not alert for our mind. It says, I don't know, but in Gujarat, there are many families. So they have some type of, they have family war between two family. If that person has to take some revenge, and that revenge is not taken by one person, so in that will they have written, please take my revenge to his son. This type of anger is available if we are not ready. So that's why I have written here. And now Dhamma is over. Nididhyasan we have seen, but in 2 verses Bhagavan will discuss about Shamaha. And what is Shamaha? First step that I have written, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. Really speaking, Dhyayataha, we will see in 6th chapter, but it says Sajatiya Vishaya Vyaparaha. When we think of one object for length of time, it's called Dhyanam. Then object of meditation may be Ishvara. Object of meditation may be Nirgunam Brahma, but this person, object of meditation is not Ishvara, but Vishayan. If Pumsaha means any person, Dhyayataha is dwelling upon what? Not Ishvara, not even, and this person is not a simple person who is committed to self-knowledge. Bhagavan talking about this, is committed to self-knowledge. That person, Dhyayataha Vishayan, if he is dwelling upon sense object, then what happens? Then Kamaha. But if somebody says, okay, I don't like to be angry, then what can I do? So always this is the answer. If we are very angry, then we should be honest to oneself. Then if we think now new sprout is coming from in my mind about of one object, then from that only we can cut that, we can nip out that thought process. Then we are not become a victim of our anger. That's why I say, once I have also told, there is a 3A are available. Somebody has told, but I love this 3A, capital A. If person try to put this 3A in one's life, then it is very easy not become angry, even not under any negative tendency. So the meaning of first A means alert. We should be alert, careful what thought process is going in. What should I can think? I don't know, but I have shared or not shared. But in Gujarat, when marriage take place and bridegroom is sitting in under mandapam, and then that priest announce, and now please bring bride, kanya. That what he announced, he always announced, kanya padhrao saudhan. The meaning of saudhan means alert, careful. The meaning of saudhan in Gujarat is, saudhan is equal to careful. So at that time I will never serious, but why this priest should always announce, okay, be careful, new person is coming in your life, so don't fight, live, mutually live each other. But the meaning of saudhan means be careful. Same way we should be careful. And there is also one is really the one person, when this priest announced saudhan, then he says, why are you talking about saudhan? So he says that priest try to make him understand, because new person is coming, you have to be careful, you should not be angry on her. Then he says, now I don't want to marry, and he became a sannyasi only because of this alert saudhan. So if we become an alert, then there is no negative, we cannot even dwell upon any sense object more in length of time. It's called alert. And when thought process is going on, we should be discriminate. Which one is good for me? Which one is not good for me? It is called awake. We should be awake what is going on in our mind. We are very careful what is going in another's life or what is going in another's mind, but we are not that much awake what is going in our mind. But when I say awake means we should discriminate this thought process, does it good for me or not? So if awake, then we cannot dwell upon more. Then third is aware. The meaning of aware, same awake, but we should be aware, we should be honest, whatever is going on. Sometimes we give justification. If something negative, we start justification. I am thinking because somebody says something to me, but we should be always honest. It's called aware. If these 3A, then person cannot be dhyayata upon sense object. So this is the meaning of, and Pujya Swamiji has written which type of sense object. Swamiji is going on and on, but he says this is not simple. Maybe jewelry, some person also, even some match also, jewelry, mannerism, height, even for self also, all are dangerous if we think negatively. So it is not good, more meditated upon sense object, but if we are not careful and we keep on thinking, then what would be the next step? That Bhagavan says, Sangas teshu upajayate. Teshu, the meaning of teshu means vishayeshu. In those sense object, sangaha, we developed, we become, it is born, what? Sangaha. Sangaha means attachment. More we think, more we are attached. Very unknown person, we never be attached. But when person becomes known, and more we start conversation, more we think about that anybody, even situation, person, and anything, then only Sangaha possible. Because more thinking, more attachment. That's why Bhagavan says, Sangaha teshu upajayate. And how can be sang upajayate? So it is not written in our Shankar Bhashya, but whatever subject we keep on thinking, then it's more appealing. It becomes more and more beautiful, and we start thinking, this become a source of my joy. This will give more happiness. Such a thinking, it's called Sangaha. And then we start also condemning. Some person, they say, if you dwell on sense object, it's not good because sense object are not good. But really speaking, sense object are not bad. At the same time, they are not good also. They're only sense object, but how we see, how we look upon sense object, this is all its matter. So I have given one example. Our children always like Western music. And we people, elderly people, we always like our Indian music. And if we say Indian music is very good, they say it is not good. We love only Western music. Both way they are right or wrong. We can't say this is good, this is bad. So always what we like, we always say this is good. It is always relative. All worldly objects, they are not good and bad, but they all are objects only. Like Hanumanji asked Sitaji, why Ravana has kept all trees in Ashok Van red only? All flowers are why red? Then Sitaji says, flowers are all different color, but because you have anger towards Ravana, so that color of anger is red. So that's why you are seeing all red flower. Same way, we with our own colored glasses, we see sense object and then we value them. This is good, this is not good, this is best, this is good. Keep on thinking. And then what happened? It says, what is the Sangaha? Really speaking, people start thinking, this is good, but I cannot live without this. It's called attached Sangaha. More and more thinking, then one day will come, so I will be incomplete without this object. This type of thinking is called sangaha, attachment. So because of such thinking, attachment will come. And what will happen? If attachment will come, then Bhagavan says, sangat, third step is sangat kamaha jayate. Because of this attachment, desire is born. And when we say it is not simple desire, we have desire, let me clean our teeth, is also desire. But here the desire is deep yearning, deep longing. In Sanskritam, there is another word, really speaking, is called trushna. The meaning of trushna is very deep longing. Without this, I cannot live. Such, Bhagavan says, kama. So this desire, long desire, deep desire is born. It says, desire of what? So it says desire to possess, desire to experience, or desire to keep in our own account, or we become an owner of this object. Such type of thinking, this desire is born in our mind. Sometimes desire may be fulfilled, and sometimes desire cannot be fulfilled. So if desire is not fulfilled, then what happens? So it leads to anger. It will come. But if it is fulfilled, then what will happen? It says greed will come. And who is the best example of greed? So it says Yudhishthira in dice. What Duryodhana has played trick, First, he allowed Yudhishthira to win. So he starts thinking, some he lost, some he will win. Then he says, if I will win this, then I can gain my kingdom back. So such greed can lead. So this, what happened to Yudhishthira, we know, all Pandavas. So more greed leads also is not good. At the same time, if our desire is not fulfilled, is also not good. So here Bhagavan has not discussed this part of greed. Bhagavan has discussed only anger part. But this part, if fulfilling, is also not good. Here one person is, even we can't say it is, even we can't think of this, is known to us. And he is, we can say, is not rich, but is good. Is a high, what we say, middle class, high middle class person. And that person, his son got married before many years. I don't know, but he always, we have to invite priest for marriage. So he has given many presents to many guests, their relatives, but he gave only 5 rupee dakshina to that priest. So it's a greedy. We can't think of a person can do like this, but there are people are available. And he has no shame also. He just put only 5 rupee notes in the envelope and gave. So this called greed. How much they can lead, we don't know this greed. But here Bhagavan is unfulfilled kamaha. Unfulfilled, our desire leads to what? Kamaha krodha. Then Bhagavan says, kamat krodha avijayate. Because of our desire is not fulfilled, then what will happen? So it says, anger, krodha avijayate. And it says, which intensity we have about anger, so that much, whatever attachment we have, that much anger we have. So if our kamaha is more intense, at the same time, unfulfilled desire is so intense. If we have 50% kamaha, so same way we have 50% krodha. If we have 100%, we need this, at the same time we have 100% anger. And who will be the target of our anger? It says, one who says no. If we need something, if child says to their parents, I need this, and if parent says no, then who will be the target of our anger? One who says no. So whatever be, so the target of our anger is one who has come as obstruction. That person thinks this person is obstruction. So how to control that anger? People used to ask how to control that anger. So it's need not to control. Really speaking, we cannot control the anger because it says it's like a pressure cooker. If we keep in our mind, it never comes. Then one day it will come, it becomes like a volcano. So what can we do? So nothing. We can do only, we can use our discrimination. What is right, what is wrong. But in my thinking, Karma Yoga helps. Because why anger comes? What is the bijam? What is the seed of our anger? So I used to say our own personal likes and dislikes. What we like, if won't come, then we becomes anger. What we don't like, even that will come, also we become anger. So the source of our anger is nobody but our own like and dislikes. So how can we neutralize our raga and dvesha? So only one thing that Pujya Swamiji used to say, Karma Yoga. Because more and more we are committed to Karma Yoga, more and more our raga dvesha will go. Because whatever we are doing is nothing for Ishvara. So no personal likes and dislikes. At the same time, whatever comes from to me, what we are experiencing, everything is also from Ishvara. Then we have no complaint. So less raga and dvesha, less raga and dvesha, less anger, less everything, less attachment. So that's why Karma Yoga, when we say Chitta Shuddhi, and where we say Chitta Shuddhi means no negative emotions, no negativities. It's called Chitta Shuddhi. So it says, Kamat Krodha Abhijayate. Then what will happen after Krodha? They say, even up until Krodha also, we can keep control. But when Krodha goes out of control, when it comes on fifth stage, then it is very difficult to control. Still, it is in mind, and we can, even Pujya Swamiji used to say, how can we let go our anger from our mind? So only there are many methods, but Pujya Swamiji, even I would like to say, we can keep on writing whatever in whom we are angry, we can write everything. Then just disposed. Here in our Ahmedabad ashram, Viditatmananji has kept one box, still it is there. And he is written, whatever you want to write about some person to whom you hate, just you write it down and then you say this is all is because of me, I'm sorry. Need not to show another person. So there are many, they keep their notes every day. So sometime it will go. But after, if Krodha, then Sammoha comes, then it is very difficult to cut this anger. Up to fourth, it is still manageable. But after fourth stage, when it comes to fifth, it is very difficult. So it says in fifth stage is what? So Krodhat Sammoha Bhavati. The meaning of Sammoha means delusion. Delusion of what? When we say Moha means we can not understand which one is right, which one is wrong. What is Dharma, what is Adharma? It's called Moha. So when our mind is full with Krodha, then we forget what is proper, what is improper. Even we forget also, who am I? Who is standing in front of me? So there are many sentences available in Sanskrit literature also. Sammohat gurum akshapati. If we are in anger, so we can also, our anger will also go on Guru also. We can doubt on Guru also. Sammohat gurum akshapati. Puja Swamiji used to say, even I have, he asked us, okay, why my old beard is in gray, you know. Swamiji's beard, no, white. So he used to ask, okay, why my beard is, each and every hair is gray. Then he says, because everybody is, some anger he always thrown, because unconscious comes only upon Puja Swamiji. Then he says, each and every student made my hair black into gray, because sammohat guru akshepati. Same way, even out of anger, pitaram mataram also tadayati. There are many families available in India. I don't know in US, but yeah, when I went to Japan, that Japan Swamiji has told us, if there is a single, no nuclear family is available in Japan, and only mother, father, and one child. And child is also 4 years, 5 years, that much age. And when father goes out for job, and he always out, he goes early in the morning, and he comes out very late. So that mother has to live with that child. And mother cannot keep control the child, then she starts beating. Even sometime out of anger, that mother keeps out from house also. They keep out the child. And nowadays in Japan, police van is moving everywhere. If child is crying, they take away with police station. Such sammohat mataram putram tadayati in Japan. Because she doesn't know where frustration should go. She's so frustrated, she can't do anything. That's why all anger goes on poor kid only. So because of sammoha, because she forgets I'm mother. That's why. Even I don't know, in US also, I think such type of incidents may happen. So it's called sammoha, delusion. They forget, who am I? I'm father, I am mother. They forget. And Puja Swami there is an English expression, no, are you mad? You ask him, the meaning of are you mad is, are you in anger? Because I think it comes from there, are you mad? Are you forget who you are? It's called krodhat sammoha. If delusion is there, then what will happen? So it says, sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Because of delusion, that person forgets, loses his memory. And which type of memory? Whatever we studied, even the teaching of Gita, teaching of our elders, teaching of Upanishad, whatever study, we forget at the crucial time. When we should not angry, at that time we forget everything. It's called Smriti Vibhrama. Yes, Smriti Vibhrama is not forget who am I, but the meaning of Smriti Vibhrama means he forgets everything. That's why Duryodhana tells, Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, Janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. He announced in Mahabharata, I know what is dharma and adharma, but still, sammoha, because of delusion, I know what is dharma, but I cannot pursue dharma. I know what is adharma, but I cannot come back from adharma. Because he knows everything. Duryodhana also studied together Pandava and Kaurava, but still, it's called Smriti Vibhramaha. And which type of delusion he has? Because he would like to we would like to sit on the throne of Hastinapur. And it makes obstruction was whom? Yudhishthira. So this whole anger goes on Pandavas. So Smriti Vibhramaha. So at crucial time, he forgets what to do. It's called Smriti Vibhramaha. Even Karna was cursed by Parshurama. If you remembered in Mahabharata, he cursed by Parshurama because he didn't announce who he was as a student. Because at the crucial time, you will forget all your archery. So when his will was going down inside the earth, and he would like to throw, but he totally forget what should be thrown. So it's called Smriti Vibhramaha. There is a one word in computer, it's called virus. We always say virus must be in our computer. So what is the meaning of virus? It's the abbreviated form, no, virus is. So what is the full form of virus? It says the virus, the meaning is vital information resources under siege. Same way, the anger is like a virus in our mind. So all resources are still in our mind, but when time comes, we forget how to behave, how to act. It's called Smriti Vibhramaha. And when Smriti Vibhramaha, what will happen? After this, we cannot control our anger. Up to here, even not here, up to here, up to fourth stage, we can control our anger. But after this, there is no rescue. So after Smriti Bhansha, if we cannot remember all our teaching, then what will happen? It says, Buddhinashaha. The meaning of Buddhinashaha means our mind doesn't think properly. It forgets what to think. It's called Buddhinashaha. Loss of memory makes our mind incapacitated. It cannot think properly. And when mind cannot think properly, then proper decision cannot come. So it's called Buddhinasha. Really speaking, there is no destruction of intellect. But when it's no destruction of Buddhinasha means our mind cannot think properly. I used to say there are two types of person. Mostly all are in normal. Generally all are one who are living normal life. So one is below normal and another are above normal. Both are called abnormal. Even above normal is all Sthita Pragya. One who was given to spiritual person is more than normal, is also abnormal. In same way, below normal are called also abnormal. Below normal, abnormal means one who never behave properly, one who never think properly, even they cannot control their mind. It's called Buddhinasha. There is one word I always used to say in Patanjali literature, it's called Manonasha. Mandukya Upanishad comes a lot, Manonasha. But at that time, what is the Manonasha? In our mind, we should have thought process, but that thought process should not hurt us. Such mind is called Manonasha. But here, when Bhagavan says Buddhinasha, means that mind cannot think totally, that thinking power of mind has gone, because only one instrument is given in our mind. No? When it starts doubting, it's called mind. When start take decision, it's called intellect. So when its mind cannot take proper decision, it's called Buddhinasha. Nowadays, in India, there are many old age homes are available. And in their old age home, what they come, one person is known to me. The parent says, my son has told me, you please leave for 1 week, I will come back. But they never come back. Even one person, only just they say, you just keep here, and he never comes. It's called Buddhinasha. Such, because out of greed, it's not out of anger, but out of greed. But this thinking process is totally stopped. It's Buddhinasha. And one mind cannot think properly, then what will happen? So it says, Buddhinashat pranashyati. The meaning of pranashyati means destruction. Total destruction. But destruction of what? Then Shankara says not written, but that person is totally taken care of by our impulses only. If we have something, if we are anger, then we start screaming. If we are in anger, we start beat another person. We never think what we are. That person doesn't have free will is called pranashyati. A person who cannot use one's free will, it's called nasha. Pranashyati means destruction. But destruction of what? We cannot use our free will. Because free will only save us, can help us to take proper decision. But impulses, all is robbed away our free will. And that is called pranashyati. Is written because of these impulses, because of buddhi nashaha, people start hitting, people can start screaming, even people can commit suicide also. We don't know. Depends on their own disposition of mind, but this is the situation. And even the meaning of pranashyati, Bhagavan has given this beautiful life. To live a meaningful life, but if cannot use our life meaningfully, then it's also called pranashyati. Like miser, Bhagavan has used miser, means one who is greedy, karpanyaha. Same way pranashyati means in spite of having human being life, we are living a life like an animal. We are beating like an animal, then it's called pranashyati. Our human being life is like a destroy. Even Chaturvida Purushartha, for which this human birth is given to us, we cannot use it, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. We are out of them. It's called pranashyati. Because of what? Only one anger. So such anger is, and how can we control anger? It will come also in 3rd chapter. But still, I also like to say, we should be honest to ourselves first. I am angry, there is too much anger inside, then we can offer our anger to Ishvara also. When we know, then we can do. If we are honest to ourselves, then we can do. But if we are not honest, then how can we do? So first, we can, out of anger, we can offer everything. If Bhagavan is taking flower, Bhagavan can also take anger also. Bhagavan has no problem. And second thing, proper karma yoga. Because always anger comes when we think it should come to me. It's personal. But in karma yoga, there is no personal. Everything is given to Ishvara. Whole life is given to Ishvara. Then what is the question of personal? If no personal, then there is no anger. So karma yoga helps a lot. And I would like to show something. I don't know who has given this, but there is a one. Let me make me small. Can you see now? Little bit low, more. There is a circle is given. In this circle, here anger is written. All negativity, here disgust, here sad, happy, surprise and fear. So if I used to say, no, there is a parents, then son and grandsons. Same way, if anger we take as a parent, then first this round is a son. What are the son of anger? So it is written here, if we have anger, so how our mind would be is a critical. Our mind would be keep distant from all people. Our mind will be frustrated. Our mind would be aggressive. Here it's written mad. Our mind would be mad. Our mind would be hateful. Our mind would be threatened. our mind would be hurt. This all. And even then, if here again is given, if our mind is critical and distant, then what will happen to us? What more than is written? We become a withdraw. We become suspicious. We become skeptical. We become sarcastic. When we are frustrated, then what will happen? So it is written, we become irritated often. Because of frustrated, we are infuriated. Because of anger, if we are aggressive, then we feel always hostile. We are provoked. If we are mad, then we become furious. We are enraged. We are violent. We are resentful. We become jealous. We become insecure, and we become devastated. These all are only because of anger. So I thought this is a very nice circle. If fear is there, then what will happen to us? If we feel disgust, then what way? If we are sad, what if we are happy, then what will happen to us? So this is all because of fear, anger, sorry. So if one anger is gone, then opposite will come, and opposite of anger is happy, is written. But this is very beautiful pictures. So they have used in their workshop, nowadays, 1 day workshop, 2 day workshop, so they are using. So we can go one story on this, and we can work out for one workshop like this, but they are beautiful. So this is called the phalam of anger. If we have anger, then what is the result of anger? And if we don't have anger, then what is the result? Then we are happy. So anything you would like to ask? So let me unmute all. Yes. Sudhakarji, you would like to ask?
Swamini, actually the Sammohat Gurum Akshepati, that one I came across in Valmiki Ramayanam. Hanumar says that things to himself after he burns Lanka Dahanam. After he burns, he with a rage he burns everything, and after that he was thinking, oh my God, how come I didn't control my anger without even thinking that Sita is still there? I have to go and tell Rama that she is alive, and I don't even know whether she is alive now or not because of my krodha. So the person who everyone gets mad, becomes angry, but the person who controls the anger with the buddhi, that is when the man succeeds in life. That's what he tells to himself. That's a great one, actually, but it's very difficult to do it practically. I understand that, but not able to do it in life. That is the tough part.
Yeah, it is tough. It is a challenge also.
Yeah, even Hanumar himself went through that.
So even Hanumanji has one type ego also. So this Valmiki would like to say, even a person like a Hanumanji, such can have this, so what we are. If he has ego, if he has anger, then for us it is very difficult. That's why he showed everything in Hanumanji.
Yeah.
So that's for illustration. It's for others to follow, correct?
Yeah, for illustration.
Yeah, the three trees, that is also good one, like alert, awake, aware.
Yeah.
Even we know how to discriminate the awake stage.
Yeah.
The aware status, we are,
we should be honest. We should be aware. Honest to.
We are not doing it. Even if we get mad, we justify with some reason.
Always
not admitting that we are angry, I made this
Yeah.
mistake, I should change. So no honesty there.
Mm.
So we should realize that is difficult.
And it's interesting, Swamiji, every time, because second chapter starts with the highest truth. Still, Bhagavan quickly goes down to everyday living qualities that I think shows, even for self-knowledge or other knowledge, you cannot have certain ailments of the mind.
Yeah. Because it says this second chapter, everything is covered. If you learn second chapter properly, there is no need to learn third chapter. If person is committed, then second chapter is good enough. Well, he has covered everything. Jnanam, karma yoga, in Sita Prajna, everything.
I think that circle was very nice. We should follow that. I go back to your statement that awareness, because before it becomes delusion, before it becomes an action out of anger, it's possible. Maybe it's impossible for us to not have certain desires, certain reactions, but at least we should control it from becoming acted out.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah, that box you wrote about Swami Viditatmanandaji, you told about Swami Viditatmanandaji, people writing and throwing.
Yeah.
I go back to your other example, like all the dirt goes to Vishnu's feet when the woman keeps throwing. I think we should all throw our anger.
Yeah.
And,
He is ready to receive everything. He has no discrimination. Whatever comes to him, patram pushpam phalam toryam. Bhaktya prayachati. We should give with devotion. Then Ishvara will receive everything. And he knows this person would like to come out from anger, then definitely Ishvara helps.
Swaminiji, it may sound silly, but I have a question. Like us, we are in samsara, like we go through lot of things, like silly fights and arguments with the kids and between spouse, everything. It's unavoidable. So what should we do and how we should react? Like we should, that time also we should not argue with them or just go put everything under God's feet, or what, how we can handle it, because it's not practical.
No, being parent, our this is our duty. We try to make them understand what is right, what is wrong. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. But still, if they are not ready, then we can't do it. But we have to try. Whenever we say this is a good atmosphere, they are in good mood, again we can put something. But I think to make them understand, first you have to praise them. You are very wonderful. We should learn from you. Then we can put something sugar coated, Then
So basically we should not keep on telling what they're doing wrong.
but sometime when they are in
And
light mood,
light note. Okay.
but before telling them that this is not correct, but we have to do something, whatever, something good there also, no? We have to praise something what you are doing is very well. We have to learn from you. And then we can put something. Then they will ready to accept. Direct with telling, no? Then nothing will go inside.
Yeah. True.
so it's like Bhagavad Gita is a study of how to talk with others.
Exactly.
So are you fight with
And
your, no?
I'm sorry?
No, I'm asking Shri Devi, are you fighting with your parents or not?
No, Sridevi looks so calm and serene.
Good girl.
She's learning ahead of all of us.
Yeah.
How old is she? She's
In 9th standard.
wow.
14th.
Amazing.
13 years old, 14.
Amazing.
15. Okay. Very young.
Oh my God. At this age, she wants to learn all these things. Amazing.
Yeah.
I wasted my life. half of my life.
That self-deprecation is what prevents from, you should not beat yourself, is what Pujya Swamiji used to say everyone, right?
Yeah,
Don't beat yourself.
yeah,
He used to actually say, protect yourself from yourself. Take Lord's help to protect yourself from yourself.
yeah. Puja Swamiji.
Swamiji, very, sorry.
Nobody is like Puja Swamiji, you know.
Yeah.
To try how to convince another person. Beautiful.
Yeah, I always remember his words. Like the best thing I like what he's told once. Even I was talking to him once. He told, your kids are born to you, only born to you. They don't belong to you. So don't try to control them. Before that, I used to be a strict parent. That was a mistake. I should not have done it. I didn't have the maturity to do that now at that time. So he used to say it's like they only belong. They don't belong to you. They were only born to you. That's a great saying, actually. Every time I should remember. I still some days I tell this to myself. To
But
realize.
Puja Swamiji said, this is not your investment, you know. This is your.
Yeah.
Sometimes here in India, they think they should serve you, they should do like this. It's not investment. They're only simple, your children only.
I know. Yeah, that I didn't have the maturity to understand that time.
No, here they are emotionally, parents sometimes they emotionally blackmail. We have given so much to you, we have given time, we have given spend money after you. So it's not your duty to take this. At that time, Puja Swamiji used to say, it is your investment. You have not invest money on your children because out of love you have brought up.
Correct. So whatever it is, we should take as prasad buddhi.
And more you are friendly, no? More they are very friendly with you also. Always.
True.
That ability to offer to Ishvara, we should always keep that in mind, whatever comes.
Yeah. It will go to Ishvara, whatever comes. Even positive, negative, everything is for Ishvara only.
But Swamiji, I know it's late for you. I'll ask one last question. There is actually a proverb in Tamil. It means something like only when somebody has anger, it also is the same person who used to have good qualities. It's very. It actually says only because of the good qualities they have, they see the others not doing the right things and try to educate or get angry to correct. Like there are many people who fought for the independence. They got angry against the occupants or foreigners and fought. And there is an example that says, if you're angry, you're probably right. That's why you're getting angry and upset. That's, I think it's still not what to get angry is the message from Gita. That's what it looks like, correct?
No, even Gandhiji was angry with whole British Empire, but he showed his anger in different way, no? He's not start fighting with him. Then we can have our liberty. So we have anger, but we have to the showing of anger with also respectfully, with gracefully. Yeah, we can show our anger gracefully. Okay, we are not.
The reason is Trishna. The basic reason to get anger is Trishna, like over attachment. Like a family, people, or friends, whoever it is. But that we should control that.
Yeah.
Nice, Swamiji. Very nice class. I mean, I all see. Second chapter is so deep.
Yeah.
But it's still, it is very amazing the way it is, the Shastra is structured. He starts with the highest truth and goes down to like what prevents one from learning the highest truth very quickly to the next level. Yeah. Thank you. I know it's late for you.
Oh,
So Swamiji, there is sorry to interrupt. You said something about next week, no? Should we can post in the group?
so next week Swami Viditatmanas is coming here. On 9th and 10th, he will be here only. So there is a no class, but I will ask Swamiji. 9th, he may be a little bit free during this time. If you say yes, then you can have some question with you, satsanga, or he
Okay.
will talk with you.
Okay.
I will ask Swamiji. If he say yes, then we can have something. But I
Very nice. Our
say yes or no.
yeah. Our pranams to Swamiji.
Yeah. I will start Zoom. You can have all puja,
Okay.
you can have whatever you want to say.
Okay. Thank you.
Om
Om Purnamada Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you so